What's up, guys? Just finished another week of training, and if I had to rate it out of 10, I'd say this week's training was like a 6 out of 10 maybe. It was better than last week though. It felt a lot better. I did dips, weighted dips on Monday, only 2 sets. I went very heavy with the homie. We did a little overhead press battle on Wednesday. That felt amazing. And today I did some bench press, which felt okay. Didn't feel good, didn't feel bad. It felt okay. I did some body weight rows, some inverted rows. Those felt really good. And I did 2 sets of wider grip pull-ups, which felt like shit, but that's okay. But after the bench press, I did only 2 sets for the bench, 2 sets of 8. They were kind of easy. I decided to do a body weight set of dips, and those felt better. Those felt better than how usually dips feel these days. For the past 2 weeks, dips have been kicking my ass. Like every time I do dips, it feels like I've never done them before. And today, after the bench press, they felt nice. I did some push-ups as well, that felt good. The arm work, I did a set of hammer curls, those felt kind of nice. But still, my left arm is really lacking behind my right arm on the hammer curls. The exercise today that I like the most, which I spammed in the past, but I haven't really done in the past couple of months, is French press with the easy bar curl, but instead of going to here, I go way back like that, and it really stretches out the triceps nicely, and I feel kind of stronger at that. So I'm gonna keep doing that shit. And another thing that felt good, I did 3 supersets for the forearms. I did some what's this? These are the extensors, I think. Yeah, some extensions, wrist extensor, and some flexing like that. And that really pumped my forearms, or that felt good. Shoulders didn't feel good, but hey man, in total I'm happy with this week because it felt better than last week, you know. So next week I'm gonna do weighted pull-ups. Actually, I'm gonna start with the weighted dips on Monday, then do maybe some chin-ups. Oh shit. Oh shit. Fuck. Yeah, so I dropped my phone on some wet sand there and it got pretty messy. But I said pretty much all I had to say. Starting off with this workout, I did the bar for 10 reps, then I did 40 kilograms for like 6-8 reps. And this is the last warm-up set with 60 kilograms. Last time I did the bench press, I did a top set with 80 kilograms for an easy triple, and then I did 2 back-off sets with 70 kilograms for 2 sets of 10. And this time I skipped the heavy top set of 1 to 3 reps and I just moved to the hypertrophy sets. This time I increased the weight by 2.5 kilos, which is about 5 pounds. So I'm doing 72.5 kilograms for 2 sets of 8. It was pretty easy, pretty comfortable. I really felt my pushing muscles working correctly. My chest felt a pump, my triceps felt a pump, and I didn't feel any pressure on the shoulders, which is one of my main issues that I have with the dips, that my front delts get really sore. And it's not only the front delts, but it's like that area where the front delts connect to the pecs. So the upper chest area, if that makes sense. But with the bench press, I don't have such issues. So it's a really good exercise to basically hit everything that you hit with the dips, but it feels better on the joints. It feels better on the shoulders because you're really stacking your upper back and you're just pushing the weight up. It's more of a machine type movement for me, if that makes sense. With the dips, I need to really control my body weight, really control my scapula, how it's moving, control my lats, my core, absolutely everything. And with the bench press, I just lay down there, I stack my upper back, and I start pushing that sucker up, you know what I'm saying? And then for the last pushing set of this workout, I just did some bodyweight dips, and they felt a lot better than how dips have felt the past couple of weeks. And I'm really happy, guys. I feel that the next time I do weighted dips, it's gonna be a lot better. I didn't do many reps here. I couldn't do many reps actually, but it is what it is. We work with what we got. And from the dips, I go straight to, you can say it's like a drop set. I just start pushing my body weight up from the floor. This is one of the most fundamental exercises that anyone can do. You can always count on push-ups, baby. Like, I'm pretty sure that if I go to the gym and I just do 3 straight sets of push-ups for as many reps as I can, I'm gonna get a sick workout. That's a fact. Like, you can work your entire pushing musculature with just push-ups. And then I did this exercise for my first pulling movement. These inverted rows, they felt absolutely sick. I'm gonna keep doing them. I haven't done these in like 3 months time, basically since summer, because during the summer I did only calisthenics at the calisthenics part basically, and every time I started with weighted pull-ups or pull-ups, and then the second pulling exercise were these inverted rows. And doing them again, they felt absolutely amazing. Unlike these wide grip pull-ups, which this workout, they felt okay, but I didn't really have enough power to do them. So next time when I feel tired, like I did for this set, I'm just gonna do pull downs. I think that's a better alternative because I can get a bit more volume in, and I think ultimately that's gonna put more muscle on my body, which is gonna help me more. Maybe, I don't know, because the downside to doing this, as I said, is that you can get a lot of volume, but at least I'm practicing the movement of pulling my body weight up. So got a couple reps and I felt a pump. I'm not gonna lie, I felt a pump, but I still felt like I didn't like destroy my back enough, if that makes sense, because this is the last session of the week. I felt like I can really push the back exercises, so I just decided to do a bit of seated cable rowing, which I haven't done in a long time. This is another exercise I haven't done in a long time, and it felt good. So it's good to have a big repertoire. I cannot say that word, at least I tried. But it's good to have a lot of different exercises that you can do. Because let's say, for example, I'm doing only barbell rows and chest supported rows with the dumbbells. If for some reason on the workout I don't feel like I can do those exercises as good as possible, then I can just switch to an easier variation like inverted rows, seated cable rows. You get the gist. And then after the pushing and the pulling, we move to the arm work, baby. Starting off with a single set of these hammer curls. They really hit your entire biceps, brachialis, forearms, absolutely everything. So if you don't feel warmed up enough for your main biceps exercise, let's say an easy bar curl, a straight bar curl, incline curls, whatever, you can just do a set of hammer curls and then you're good to go heavy. And I supersetted the hammer curls with these rope pushdowns, but I'm using the longer rope so I can really stretch my triceps behind my body. That stretches your triceps a bit more. And it's also an awesome exercise to get warmed up for the heavier triceps work. And if you usually do heavier pushdowns like V-bar pushdowns, straight bar pushdowns, these are gonna humble you. You need to do a lot less weight with the rope pushdowns. Then we move to the second superset, starting with the easy bar curls, standing easy bar curls, which I did a lot for the past 2-3 months, and I got pretty good results with them. I ended up doing like 17 or actually 16.5 kilograms per side, which is pretty good in my opinion. I've never done such weight, but in the past couple of weeks I haven't really done the easy bar curls, and now I'm doing a bit less weight, which is not an issue, of course. I supersetted that with these French presses or overhead extensions, whatever, and they felt amazing. This was my only long head of the triceps exercise that I did for a long time, like before the summer, and it always felt amazing. I don't know why I haven't done this in the past 3 months, but something clicked in my tiny brain and I decided to do them this time, and they felt awesome. Like my triceps got an insane pump. They felt really amazing. I'm gonna keep doing them every single week. Like, this is your standard arm superset that you can hammer into oblivion forever, and you're gonna keep making gains. Just load up the easy bar curl with 10 kilograms, 15 kilograms, 20 kilograms per side, however much you can. M-rep that sucker. Like, do as many reps on the easy bar curl as you can, and then lay on the bench and start cracking out these tricep extensions. On the tricep work, I always go super slow on the way down, hit a little pause at the bottom, and explode up. And doing this exercise like behind your head, you're gonna feel a huge difference. If you're only done regular French press like to your face, to your head, try doing them behind your back, behind your head. And you're gonna know the difference. You're gonna see the difference. But that was the arm work for this workout. And then I decided to try out some lure raises, which this is another exercise which I did a lot in the past and got really nice results with. And I just threw away for some reason. I decided to do them. They were really hard. I could only get like 5 reps on the full range of motion, and then I cracked out some partials. I supersetted the lure raises with some pec deck flies, reverse flies I mean, for the rear delts. Here I'm having some trouble setting that up, but this exercise didn't feel that good, and this is because it's not set up for my body properly. I couldn't really move the bench how I wanted to, and I just decided to do a set anyway, and it felt like crap, but we still got the set done. Shoulder work is really important, guys. Don't skip out on shoulder isolations. This is really important. The plan going forward is to do a heavy overhead press on Wednesday. On Monday, I think I'm gonna do the rear delts, and then on Friday, I'm just gonna do the side delts. This is how I think I'm gonna split that up, because on this workout, I felt my shoulders really fatigued. I had no power for, this is 7.5 kilos. This is a really small amount of weight, and I couldn't do a lot of reps with it. Like, I felt my shoulders really struggling. but this is probably because I really went heavy on the overhead press 2 days before this. But I think I don't need to do the side and the rear delts 3 times a week. I think that's silly, because your rear delts get hit on pretty much any pulling movement that you do. So I'm just gonna do the rear delts once a week, the side delts once a week, and the front delts, obviously they get hit on every single pushing movement you do. I think that's gonna work, and that's gonna allow me to go a lot harder on each side of the delts. The front delts, the side delts, the rear delts, I'm gonna split them up into 3 different days. I think that's gonna work nicely. And I finished off the workout with some forearms, baby. We did a superset with some wrist extensions and some wrist flexions. Obviously my extensors are a lot weaker than my flexors, so I start off with them. This is 5 kilograms per hand, and this works. I did 2 supersets like this, and then I finished off with the straight bar. I just start with a reverse curl, but first I do a wrist extension and then I do the curl, and I supersetted that with, again, flexions but with the straight bar, and I got a sick forearm pump. I think the forearms are really important for pretty much every single exercise that you do, but especially for pulling movements. They're the bridge between your hands and the rest of your body, so that needs to be strong. But that's all I have for you today, guys. As always, thank you all for watching. I wish you all the best, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.